Shalom, giving all praise to Yahawashi, Qadash. Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. Anyway, I'm going to entitle this video, make it quick, by the means of those miracles. So now I'm going to read from the 14th verse. It says, and deceiveth, let me start at the 13th verse. Let me start from the Let's start from the 11th verse. You really want to read the whole chapter. Anyway, it says Revelation 13 verse 11. For anybody that wants to do a whole, go through the whole book of Revelation chapter 13, feel free to. I may come back and do it again. We should all know it, by the way. Well, we got newer people coming into this thing. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And this represents the U.S. The two horns represent the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, which, if you go back to the former beast, which is the Roman Empire, this is the Roman Empire all over again. You had the patricians and the patricians and the plebeians. The plebeians would be Democrats, the patricians would be Republicans. Plebeians mean the people, they're for the people. Patricians go back to the fathers, which is the fatherland, our forefathers. Patriots goes back to the word fathers. Look it up. Padre. And he spake as a dragon. A lamb represents a docile creature, an approachable animal, but a dragon, you run away from a dragon. And he spake. When you speak through your laws. When you go to court, the first procedure in court is to be indicted. And I believe indict is from the word dike, which means to say or to speak. Diction. But I gotta look it up. Spake as a dragon. That's going into your draconian laws. Let me look up draconian laws. We finna go deep. Come on now. Draconian laws. The draconian constitution of Draco's code was a written law code enforced by Draco in Athens near the end of the 7th century BC. Its composition started around 621 BC. It was written in response to the unjust interpretations and modifications of oral law by Athenian aristocrats. So this guy came in with a harsher law. Let me read this. See what it says. The draconian laws were most noteworthy for their harshness. See how they come in with these constant laws, man? They got the red light cameras. If you go in the bus lane and here in the city, you go to the bus lane and take a picture of you. You go through a red light, you get a picture. You don't need cops no more. You go past the speed limit, like in New York City, it's 25. It used to be 30. I remember people used to go 40. So it went down to 25. So if you went to 30, 31, you got a ticket. Now everybody's getting used to it. Now the current governor of New York, what's her name? Can't even think of her name right now. It's not important. The Lush. she said, I'm thinking about passing a new law to making the speed limit go to no more than 20. And why does she do that? Because everybody's used to going 25 and everybody's looking at them cameras. And by law, they have to put signs up saying, you know, speed camera. So people are not just driving crazy no more. Now, before the 25 mile an hour, people were normally going like 40, maybe even 45. And you really wasn't getting stopped. So it became a harsh law at 25 where people are used to going 40. So now they had to reprogram their minds to go 25 or to look out for them cameras. So most of the tickets that you get is from cameras. You got cameras all over the place in the major cities in London and New York and other cities. And then they're getting ready to set up 15-minute cities where you can't go outside of, if you go outside of your 15-minute, what do you call it, circumference, I'll say, diameter, circumference, or circle, you get fined for it. So if you got relatives that live, you know, out of town, outside the 15-minute city, you go there, you're going to have to pay for it. New York City, in March, they're going to officially start the, when you come into the city, I believe it's below 66th Street or 60th Street in Manhattan, which is considered like from 60th Street southward all the way down to Battery Park. That's, you got to pay. Once you go in that, you got to pay. You got to pay to enter into the city now. It takes a picture of your license, you know. And a lot of people are complaining about it because a lot of the people that work in Manhattan come from the outer boroughs. Queens, the Bronx, Staten Island. So they're pretty much saying, okay, well, you got to take mass transit. A lot of people don't like to take mass transit. It says the draconian laws were most noteworthy of their harshness. They were said to be written in blood rather than ink. Death was prescribed for almost all criminal offenses. Oh, I didn't know they were going to say that. Death, the penalty, you're going to be put to death. You went through a red light, we're going to kill you. Death was prescribed for almost all criminal offenses. Now you have the civil law and you have the criminal law. Guess what? The civil law is also the criminal law. So really there's no such thing as a civil law. But in a criminal law you deal with civil procedure or criminal procedure. So it says death was prescribed for almost all criminal offenses. Keep that in mind. Death was prescribed for almost all criminal offenses. You know what? I'm going to make this part of the title too. I'm going to make this part of the title. Salon, who was the archon or magistrate, which is judge, in 594 BCE, before the Common Era, later repealed Draco's code and published new laws retaining only Draco's homicide statutes. Homicide statutes, meaning if you kill somebody, you got put to death. In this country, you have what? Most of the states, you have a death penalty, right? And it comes and it goes, depending on the administration. You know, you have let's bring the death penalty back. Too many people getting killed. And then you have other legislators that said, let's repeal the death penalty. So throughout the history of this country, you had, depending on what state you in, you got the death penalty or you didn't get the death penalty. You might have got life in prison, right? So check this out. I didn't know this was going to come up. So this is definitely going to be a part of the title. Death was prescribed for almost all criminal offenses, meaning civil and criminal. Solon, who was the archon or magistrate, which means judge, in 594 BCE, later repealed, meaning took away the laws to peel it back, Draco's code, and this is Draco right here, which means dragon, Draco's code and published new laws retaining only Draco's homicide. So you only got put to death if you put somebody to death, which is the scriptures, life or life, right? So the part where it said spake as a dragon, dragon and Draco means the same thing, right? Let me see something. Where am I? Okay, I'm right here. It says, and he, let me go back to the 11th verse. And I beheld another beast coming up out of this earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb. Came up, this is all about love and peace and unity for everybody. You know, Lincoln freed the slaves and all that good stuff, right? It says, and he spake as, but he spake, ultimately he spake as a dragon. Spake also means to dictate. A dictator. What is a dictator? Dictator means a speaker, like one speaker. A king is a dictator. So he dictates his dragon laws. Spake as a dragon. What is it? When a dragon speaks, fire comes out of its mouth. And if you're too close to the dragon, you die. And he exercises all the power of the first beast. This beast right here is talking about the U.S. He exercises all the powers of the first beast, the Roman Empire, before him, and causes the earth, and this time the whole earth, and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, meaning follow the laws of the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Whose deadly wound was healed. What is that talking about? The Roman Empire going down, and the head out of Rome, but the power this time came out of Spain, which was part of the beast. It says the deadly wound was healed. When was the deadly wound when was the deadly wound healed? It died for a certain amount of years, hundreds of years, to be exact, 1,000 years or more than 1,000 years, really. It came back to life. That's the U.S., the USA, America, NATO, and the EU nations. Where the UN, by the way, the UN is not a part of the beast, but it supports the beast. The UN was set up by the beast system. Okay? And this is how we know that we're at the end of this thing, because the beast was going to come back at the end, right? NATO came about in, NATO came about in 49 going into 1950. They had a 50-year celebration at the UN. I remember we speaking that day, and on 34th, and it was in 1999, so 49, 59, 69, 79, 89, 99, 50 years celebrating NATO. And then you had the EU, which came in 57, 58, which was an extension of NATO. All right. So this alliance came with all the major European nations and U.S. and Canada, which are all Edomite-controlled nations. Right. They all came together as one. The UN acknowledged it. So we know that we're at the end of this thing. We're in the time of the toes. So if any idiot tells you, any brother claims to Israel, well, we don't know, brother, we could be here for the next, 100 years. You're an idiot, man. And Bishop Nate used to teach that. Oh, we don't know. Your great grandkids might have to be prophets. Show you that he don't know what the fuck he's talking about. It says, whose deadly wound was healed. By the way, whose deadly wound was healed goes hand in hand with Revelation. Let me go to it. Let me bring up another tab. Because you got a knucklehead saying that we're going to be in the kingdom. I'm not going to mention no names. That's saying that we're going to be in the kingdom for 1,000. This is the only knucklehead in Israel that teaches this. Sakari doesn't teach this. They have enough sense to know not to teach this madness. ISUPK doesn't teach this. Wi-Fi doesn't even teach this. You know, HOD, any of them, Priest Daniela don't teach this. They don't teach this nonsense. This guy is a complete idiot. We're going to be in the kingdom, Daniel 7, starting from the 18th verse on. You can read down to the 25th verse, really read the whole chapter. It says, the saints of the Most High, the Israelites of the Most High, shall take the kingdom. Whose kingdom? Esau's kingdom. Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And shall possess the kingdom forever, even forever and forever. But this bonehead, this black bonehead says, we're going to be in the kingdom for 1,000 years, and then Esau's going to have a coup, and they're going to jump us with the other nations. He needs to watch our videos so he can learn. He watches them anyway. That knucklehead watches us anyway. So this goes hand in hand with after the 1,000 years. The beast is going to come back to life. I don't got to go to it. You'll know to go to it. That's Revelation 20 verse. You can really start the 4th verse. And what is it? The 8th, 9th verse. They're going to take us over again because we're going to be in the kingdom for 1,000 years, and Esau is going to come together as Gog and Magog, and they're going to get us. Then the Most High going to get them. That's not going to happen. If anybody believe that right then, a lot of y'all should have got up with half a brain. Y'all should have got up and left the school. He can pretty much say Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is the beast, and they'll start teaching it. They'll start teaching it, man. And what they do is they learn these tactics to overspeak people. Look, man, the beast is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, brother. Why does it say the beast, the red dragon? Why does it say red? Because Rudolph had a red nose. Them are complete zombies. Hey, Malachi, you better get the fuck up out of there, man. You better get your ass out of there. You're one of the only ones that got some sense. And a few others. This guy's going to teach some madness like that. And these guys are just going to suck it in. I understand you women. You women are on a low level any fucking way. Women, the Most High's not dealing with women. Anyway, but, we got a few sisters that woke up. And bless y'all. And I beheld another beast come up out of the earth having 200. This is America, which is linked up, which is supported by the beast, NATO and the EU. And he exercised the power of the first beast before him, and causes all the earth to dwell therein. The beast, worship the beast, meaning become a part of the system. And he doeth great wonders, which is miracles, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven. That's his miracles. Heaven on the earth in the sight of men. And he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles. Now, when you look up the word miracles, it pretty much means technology. If somebody told you back in 1960, remember the Dick Tracy had the phone that he can speak into the watch? They said that should have never happened. Guess what? That's old. That's old technology. You got your smartphone in a watch, so you can talk to people. You can do all kind of stuff. That's the growth of technology. That's their miracles. Their miracles come through technology. You got a smartphone. Remember the brick phone? All you can do with the brick phone is make calls. That's all you can do. With the smartphone, you can film, you can do. It's a computer. You don't even need a computer. You can upload videos off of your smartphone. It says, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image of the beast. Now, for this particular moron, this black moron, the image of the beast is a picture of Caesar Borgia. No, it's not, you moron. It says that the beast was wounded, right? Caesar Borgia was wounded and he was put to death. He never came back to life. He came back reincarnated as David D. Rothschild. He looked just like Caesar Borgia. Picture of Caesar Borgia, the image of the beast. So they gonna ain't nobody bringing out no pictures of Caesar Borgia. You got to bow down to it. The image of the beast is the system of the beast, which is based upon the Roman system, which now they're adopting the draconian wars going back 600 years before the birth of our Lord. It says that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. That's the Roman Empire. So the image is to follow their lead. It says, because it says, and the dragon gave them their power. That dragon is interchangeable with the word Roman Empire or this system. Beast and dragon are interchangeable. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. How do you give life unto the image of the beast? There's a saying that goes, speak it into existence. How did Esau speak it into existence? They had a vision to build a kingdom, right, which is the U.S. They had a vision, which was the Monroe Doctrine, which goes back to the Pope of during the time of Christopher Columbus. One of the popes in that time was Rodrigo Borgia, Pope Alexander VI. I got to go back into it. I haven't did a video on it in a while. But there was a series of papal bulls. Look that word up. Look up papal bulls, and you get an idea. And that papal bull was a year after Christopher Columbus came to the New World. They call it the New World to this day. They call it a New World for a reason. If there's a New World, then where's the Old World? The Old World is in Europe. The New World is also known as the fourth part of the world, or the fourth part of the earth, which is in Revelation 6, which I forget the man's name. Apostle Gabar always brings him up. That he put a map together and wrote a book, and he referred to this place as the fourth part of the earth. I think Africa was one part, Asia was another part, Europe was another part. I believe Europe was the third part or the first part or whatever. So the fourth part is the New World that Christopher Columbus came over. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. He spake it into reality, spoke it into existence. Because before you do anything great, you have to think about it, and you got to speak on it, right? It says that the image of the beast, which is the Roman Empire, should both speak and speak, meaning what? We're going to take those laws from the Roman Empire and we're going to use them in this society, but the dragon part says we're going to go back to the draconian laws, where almost everything that you did, you got put to death for. It says, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast, be a part of the system, should be killed. And ultimately, some of us will be put to death for not taking the chip. Because remember, they're going back to their draconian laws. Draco was a Greek, which he was an Edomite. And he called this all both small. Then it goes into, so we know it's talking about the same thing. This is not a different subject. And he calls this all both small and great, reaching forth to receive a mark in their right hand and their forehead, and that no man may buy or sell literally, save that he had the mark, which is a charagma, a physical thing, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let them that have understanding count the number of the beast, for his number of a man. His number is 666. Chi stigma. All right? Stigma meaning 6. I'm going to hit you with something. Washington, D.C., which was all marshes, were broken up into lots. Where they built the Capitol, Capitol Hill, going back to the Roman Empire, Capitol Line Hill, where they built it, proving that this is Rome, it was on lot 666. It's hard to find, but they used to have it up there. You get a schematic of DC, the lot numbers. Good luck trying to find it. May the Most High be with you trying to find it. Their whole thing is based upon 666. The universal product code is based upon the number 666. So now, I said all that. Let me give you the video. This is a video that the brother put up, the elder put up, young elder, GMS Inquirer Early 2. It's already here. So I'm not going to play it. This is an interview that happened a couple of days ago between Elon Musk and Alex Jones. And now they're demonizing Elon Musk. So let me see. Let me do this. I'm going to put the sound down. Then I'm going to go to captions. Okay, that will be I don't know. We're trying to think of a name for, but you can think of it like blind sight. Even if somebody has lost both eyes or lost the optic nerve is completely. So he's talking about somebody he's saying that this with the Neuralink, which there's a company that said that they have a better version of his technology. So he's saying that with this chip in the head, if you're completely blind, you can see again, but you can see better than a normal person. You can see infrared, ultraviolet and infrared. You can only physically see with your eyes. Roy G. Biv. Roy G. Biv stand for, and I remember this in school, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Then you have infrared and ultraviolet. They said with this technology, hear me now, with this technology, you can actually see infrared and ultraviolet. We can actually give them some amount of sight. Ultimately, I think high resolution sight, kind of like Jordi Leforge, whatever that means. Oh, I'm sorry. That's he's talking about this guy, LeVar Burton. He was blind. And he was the one that controlled the ship. He had those special glasses on where he can see better than a human person. That's what he's talking about. The Star Wars series with LeVar Burton. He helmed the ship. So he had them special glasses on, like I said. So he probably had a chip in him. See in multitude wavelength. So you can probably see somebody talking. You can see the words coming out of their mouth. You can see ultraviolet and infrared. The human eye cannot see ultraviolet and infrared. What I mean by that is, you ever watch these movies where you got a person that's going to rob a relic in a museum? They'll have the security system, and then in the movie they'll show them red lines, but they have a special glasses where they can jump over the red lines and go up under the red lines that's all around them. That's infrared. So you need glasses to see that. If you don't have them glasses, you're going to trip the wire, which is invisible, which is infrared. That's laser technology. That says you can see ultraviolet and infrared and even see radar if you want. And by the way, do not laying even in MIT papers. Yeah, MIT what is that, Institute of Technology. They've actually done tests. That's what they say. Yeah, they're going to do it because the Most High is giving them the technology to do it. Remember, this is the Most High's chip. This is the Most High's technology. Actually, that's Daniel 12 and 4, I believe, 4:33 or 4. Knowledge shall increase. That's technology. That's what they say. Though is I know the problem is just narrowing the sight to our bandwidth. They say these people see everything right, like a full spectrum. Right, the full spectrum of colors is Roy G. Biv, which is what is that? 7 colors. That's how you make all other colors. You notice brown ain't in there. Brown is a combination of red and green. Purple is a combination of red and blue. What is it? Anyway, spectrum, which is actually 8 colors. Yeah, you can have a point in which you have a camera. You can have a camera that can receive photons of many wavelengths. What's the saying? You have a photographic memory. Well, with this technology, you can everybody that has it can have a photographic memory. So you can open up a textbook and take a picture of it and then think about it. Even in darkness. Oh, you can see they have the technology. You have a certain set of glasses, for lack of a better term, that you can see in the dark. Heat signature. Darkest night, and you can see ultraviolet and can see infrared, like, so you can even see radar. Okay, the brother's bringing it back. Let me see, radar. Because you know would be all right. So if you guys heard that, technology is going, which is the miracles in Revelation, technology is going to perform miracles. Somebody has a bad heart, you replace the heart with another heart. That's called a miracle through technology. Essentially, this is going to heal the blind and allow the paraplegic. You can't walk, you can't move your arms, you're paralyzed from the neck down. You get this chip in you, you can walk again, you can see again, you can talk again, you can hear again. So those people are going to be the first ones in line to get it. So this brother's opening up his video. So you watch the rest of this video. The elders video. Young elders video. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. And what's her name? Julie Roberts is an Edomite. You watch the dance scene, she's a straight up Edomite. She can play Jake, but she can't. She ain't Jake. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna say Shalom. Let me put this back on.